Welcome, welcome, welcome back to another installment of Beyond the First Chapter with the J, O, and the C, Jolanda, Olivia, and myself, Carmen. I'm so glad to be back with my sisters. I missed the last episode. A whole bunch of college readiness going on over here on my side of the universe. Uh, Before we get started, we always want to just check in with each other. So, ladies, how have you all been? Who wants to go first? Jolanda? Uh-oh, caught you.
Sorry. I opened my mouth and the yarn came out. Good. No real complaints. Since we last spoke, I had my second birthday, which was yesterday, which was Tyler's. So that's what I've been doing is birthday prep, and now I'm done with that. So I'm on the downturn and kind of relaxing. So it's pretty much what's been going on here. Getting prepped to do an adult birthday celebration, which is a little bit complicated.
All
Did you
right.
call it crap?
I just say crap.
What'd you say?
She
I
said
said
complicated.
complicated.
She didn't say crap. She said complicated.
Because
Oh,
it's
I was
an
like,
adult.
what?
Kids are easy. You like, okay, they like Scooby Doo party. There we go. Adults is like, okay, what type of restaurant do you want to have? Okay, what do you need? Because you buy your own stuff. So what kind of gift do I get you? It's a little bit more complicated.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alrighty.
What about you, Miss Olivia? What's been going on in your corner of the
Uh,
universe?
let's see. Since the last time we talked, um, since the last time I talked to you, I moved Kennedy in. I am in my classroom setting up for school. That is what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. So since all those TikTok parents say that we don't do anything as teachers, I'm sitting here in school.
The lies they tell.
100%. What have you been doing besides what did you do today? You had a good thing today.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had some family to come over to say goodbye to Bethany and bring her a couple more gifts for going off to college this whole week. We've been kind of getting her ready, not kind of been getting her ready to leave. There's some things that I know that in my brain fog. I have dropped the ball on, like she needs a new ID, that she doesn't live with either one of her parents on these IDs. So she needs to have an address that says that she lives with her parents. So I had to take her to get that. And of course, in our move from one place to another into our new house, I somehow have lost her birth certificate. So I had to go and do
Oh,
that. Um, so there was a whole lot of running around. And then I still had to start my day job and go back to school like Olivia. Um, and that whole process. So it's been kind of hectic. Yeah, this entire week. But we get it done.
we do as parents.
Yeah.
As parents, we get everything done.
So
Okay, so when is Bethany leaving?
Bethany will be leaving on the 28th. So we got what, 2 weeks?
Let's see.
What?
So
Yeah,
today's the 17th. So yeah, you can
yeah,
say yeah, two weeks. Yeah,
2 weeks. Yeah.
you ready?
So when does school officially start for her?
It starts on the 3rd. She officially starts school on the 3rd.
Oh, so they're a whole week.
Yes, she starts school 2 days before her 18th birthday.
So you guys celebrated that kind of today too, or what are you gonna do with that?
No. We don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna let her kind of play it by ear if she wants us to come back or she's gonna have her 18th birthday with her new college pals and have a different experience. We're gonna allow her that. We're gonna let her tell us what she wants to do.
Okay.
Or 18th birthday.
Okay. Well, there we go.
All right. It comes fast.
I
Already
know.
in her
I'm
senior
not.
year,
Believe me, I'm
so.
not ready. I'm not ready. You know how I mean. I'm taking the emotion out of it, and I'm turning it off and throwing it in the back right now. I'll deal with that later.
That means you're gonna break down when it happens.
And I'm prepared to. That's the reason why I'm.
All right.
Did you break down?
Who?
You.
I know what I did. And Carmen
I
didn't see
know
it.
y'all. Why do y'all ask me the same type of questions every time? When do I ever get a chance to break down?
Well,
Who
excuse
was with
me.
me? My mother, my husband, my
Sisters.
sisters. Like, really?
Okay, my bad. Okay.
Everybody got to break down, but you.
Everybody always breaks down but me.
I didn't break down. I was sad. And then she went I won't ever forget it. So Morgan's first day of school, we moved, well, not the first day, of moving day was August 16th, which is Tyler's birthday and my anniversary. So Tyler didn't come with us because her and her bestie back then, we got them a hotel and they had hotel and fun. So she had said goodbye earlier. And when we dropped Morgan off, all of the hustle and bustle, getting the room together and all that, and leaving. And so Glenn took me out to dinner to keep my mind off of it. So I didn't break down, but I was sad. I don't think I ever broke down over it, but I was sad for at least the first year. Like I would go sit in her room and be like, she's not here. But I was blessed because Tyler was here because she went to school here. So she commuted to school. So you have a blessing with that you still have two at home.
That's true. I still have one that I have Michelle that I can still, go up and sit in her room and talk with her, and she texts me and she does little things. So yeah, I'm blessed to have Michelle.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
So Canyon ain't home?
But he's a boy. It's different.
Don't care. He's still your kid. You still get to look at him.
Oh, stinky boy.
I don't know. I don't have boys. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I'm blessed to have my son,
Yes.
but it's different.
Okay, so let's get to it. So today we are going to talk about last week, last episode, last week, however you want to call it, we spoke on social media feeds and what came across our feeds. So it was a pretty open discussion. So some things that I'm seeing a lot of now, at least me, are manipulation and manipulation tactics. So I thought this would be kind of a cool idea to talk about manipulation. The ladies really didn't know. They got the email maybe 30 minutes ago with a list of questions. So what I decided, I'll just read the questions because they didn't even have time to go through them. Okay. So I'll play Proctor today, and we're going to learn about manipulation and what we think about it and our viewpoints on manipulation and manipulation tactics. So here we go. Question number 1. What, in your opinion, in your experience, what does manipulation mean? And how do you find that to be different from persuasion or influence? So I'll ask it again. What does manipulation mean? And how do you find that to be different from persuasion or influence? Or do you even find it to be different?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I believe that I'm sorry, that was just handed a little gift. Oh, it's so cute.
You got a gift?
Yes, I got a gift. I'm sorry.
Is it personal?
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's cute. That's you.
I love Maleficent. She's
Mhm.
that's my spirit animal right there. I love
That's definitely you.
Thank you.
Let's see the back. The back says something.
Oh, the back was oh, Mr.
I like that.
I love it. Thank you. Um, so I believe to be two for different things. Manipulation is when, to me, when you are changing all the aspects of something to make it uh, into something that will be persuaded your way. You know what I mean? Into a different thing. Like, how can I say this? In persuasion, you're giving both arguments. You know what I mean? You know both arguments, and you're just trying to uh kind of, give more of an argument for your side of something. But when you manipulate someone, you're changing even the outcome. You're changing even for even what those truths might be, what the evidence might be. You're manipulating everything. You're changing things in order for you to get the outcome you're seeking from that person. So
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
So how would you, or would you, include influence in that? Or how would you, your lights went off. Or how would you, sorry, how or would you, compare influence to that? You know what I'm trying to
I
say?
mean, well, you know what I mean? Because we have people that we trust, there's always going to be an element of influence over we have over us. So that's something that we were not, that's going to be a part of our I guess this decision making process anyway. It's because it is an element of influence of where that might come from, of who it might come from.
Okay.
But manipulation takes it a step further.
Okay. Okay, made in the 70s, excuse me.
Made in the 70s. That's right. So I agree with what Carmen is saying. What I will add as a caveat is manipulation is more deceitful. It's more behind the back. And it's for one person's singular outcome. So, like Carmen said, it is changing that outcome, but it's usually for the person who wants it. It's never for the other person's best. It's always for that other person's best. And I think that with persuasion, it's more of, like Carmen said, that you're looking at both sides, but the person has the choice to do it or not. With manipulation, I don't give you a choice. I guilt you into it. I make you feel bad if you don't do it. I say, oh, you're not a good friend. What kind of daughter are you? What kind of spouse are you? Like, I make you feel really, really bad about yourself. So then you have to, versus with persuasion, hey, you have this choice. Either you could do this or do that. But if you look at both sides, this is actually better for you if you do this.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well, I have nothing else to add because you guys kind of really covered the topic. So great job, girls. Great job. So why do you think manipulation shows up most in close relationships, like with families, partners, or friends? I'll repeat it. Why do you think why do you think manipulation shows up most in close relationships?
so going back to what Carmen was saying, it's about trust. If I trust this person, either friends, spouse, or family, I trust this person, I'm going to value what they say. I'm also going to make sure that I do something that is going to please them and not go against them. But the reason why manipulation is so easy is because that person knows that they have the upper hand, because this person's not going to do anything to make waves or ruffle feathers and things like that. So manipulation, you can see it across the board. It is so much more prevalent with people who have relationships, a loving relationship and a trustful relationship.
All right. Do you have any comment on that, hon?
No, I totally agree with it because of that closeness, because it lends itself to, yeah, I trust this person or this person trusts me. I don't think sometimes when manipulation comes into play, sometimes it's not intentional. I mean, it can be. Let me just say that it can be non-intentional. With I mean, sometimes with some people, and in other cases, it is, they know exactly what they're doing and it's intentional. But because of those, close relationships, to me, sometimes it can be non-intentional.
Okay. Um, okay. So I would say it would show up most in close relationships. I mean, I'm literally going to jump on the bandwagon and say because of the trust factor, because you don't have that guard up with someone that you have a love relationship with. And love is not just intimacy, love can be just friendship. So you don't have your guard up, so you don't think that person would use tactics on you to get what they want. Um, Yay. So, what emotional needs or fears usually drive someone to be manipulative? What emotional needs or fears would drive someone to be manipulative? I'll go while you think. So, I would think that it's a fear of not being heard, um, a fear of being small, not small, but small. Because you want to get your way. I think it's both actually. You want to get your way and you need to be heard. You have a fear that you are not heard, you're not seen. So you'll try to turn situations around so that you are heard and seen. Like even in, I know because I'm the one who asked the questions, I know we started off talking about interpersonal relationships, but like even in business or in work situations, um, the person who is not respected generally would have to be a little manipulative in order to get their point across and to be heard and seen. Huh. Next.
So I will agree with you. I also think not just the fear of being small. Um, some of it is the loss of control. A lot of people who manipulate feel like they are center of attention. They feel like if they don't have the control on all parts in their lives, then things go haywire. Um, so that's definitely one thing I would say is a big fear. And the other one I think is uh, the fear of loss, because they don't want to lose what they have. So, for example, a guy who meets a girl, he manipulates her into doing some things, knowing what her standards are and what she likes to do. And he uses, oh, well, you can't get anybody else, you da, 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 da. Whatever he says that makes her like, oh, well, I need to stay with him because of that. He's fearful that she'd go out and find somebody else better than him because of her standards. So I think it's both those two things also.
All right. What about you, love?
Yeah, I was gonna say the basically the same thing. It's the fear of losing someone or losing something, especially when it comes to someone that they feel close to or they love. If they feel that that person or that thing is growing away from them, then they will probably manipulate the situation to keep that thing close or that person close to them. So yeah, definitely a fear of loss.
I have a funny haha, and it goes with me starting talking about internet feed. So I went outside to get some sun today. Um, love hate thing. I love the sun, but sometimes the sun doesn't love me. But anyway, so I was sitting enjoying the sun, and I was scrolling on TikTok as we do, and it was a creator, I don't know. And he stitched this young man saying that just because we go out and we go on vacations together and we meet the parents and we talk about our futures and we spend the night with each other and have spend the night bags, that doesn't mean that we are together. We could just be vibing. And the reason he said that, which was also one of the reasons I came up with this topic, the guy who stitched it was like, and this is what I've been warning women and men about, because you have men, and of course he's saying men because he's a man, but you also have women who do it, that will go into a relationship knowing that they don't want anything, but they'll give that person everything that that person desires. And then when it comes down to it, oh, I was just vibing. I was just having fun. And they don't understand why there are broken people and that someone might end up on the crazy loony bin bus, you
Mhm.
know. So thank you, ladies. You had no idea I saw that. See? All right. Carmen kind of already answered this, but I would love your opinion on it too, Olivia. Is manipulation always intentional or can it be an unconscious behavior?
Well, when you're saying it's an unconscious behavior, you've learned it. So it's a behavior that you learned from someone in your life, which was intentional. Um, so even if it's quote unquote unconscious, it's intentional. Like everybody wants the best for themselves. Like the law of one. You are the center, law of one. And everybody has that feeling of self-preservation. I'm going to do what I need to do to preserve who I am as a being. I'm going to do everything to preserve my way of life, all of those different things. And I can subconsciously be like, oh, I'm going to talk this way to this person to make sure that I get what I need. And I'm going to subconsciously talk to this person about this so I get what I need. When it all, for me, it's all intentional. I really don't believe in unconscious behavior because unconscious behaviors are learned as children. Like you learn all of these things. Like I unconsciously wiggle my feet before I go to bed. My friends know this. I rub my feet on them. I can't help it. It's unconscious. Why? Because I watched my dad do it. That's how he soothed himself to sleep. That's how I soothe myself to sleep. I learned it as a child. So I believe that it's all intentional.
Okay. Well, can that does that have to be and I'm just coming from my point of view. So does that have to be a negative thing or can that also be a positive thing?
I never said it was negative or positive.
You
I
did.
just feel that everything we all learn from
Mm,
the adults around us shape our lives. The TV shapes our lives. The all of those different things shape our lives. So even if we don't think we're doing something, but other people see us doing something, it happens. It doesn't mean that it's good, bad, or ugly. It just
just
is the
is.
way of life. Now, there are some people who are narcissistic who that's a bad thing. But those of us who are trying to preserve the way of life to so that we are better people is different than just doing it just to save ourselves or be the center of the
Now you
universe.
brought in another topic. So Carmen, because Olivia has brought up narcissism, being a narcissist. So, what do you think about re- I hate to call it regular manipulation, but you know what I'm trying to
Conscious consciousness. I could say what she says, consciously being manipulative and versus being unconscious of it. Um,
okay.
I hear what she's saying. Um, and to that, I say, it is a learned behavior. You know, we many things are learned behaviors, but how do we know what that they're learned? How do we find out that they're learned behaviors? Because they are brought to our attention. Like she said, it was brought to her attention. She realized that that's a learned behavior because she watched her father do it. If these people are never, if these are learned behaviors and they've never been brought to their attention, how do they ever know that their behaviors is manipulative if if never, if it's never been brought to them? So they go on to become narcissistic people because it's what they've always learned, it's what they've always experienced, and it's never been addressed in them.
So with saying that, do you think that some people are mislabeled narcissists when really they're just manipulative and they're afraid of, oh, my baby?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're afraid, and they're afraid of losing. There you go. And they're afraid of losing what they love, or you know what I'm trying to say, or not being seen.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
we may label them with the new
I
term
think
because
people,
it's
yeah, I
everywhere.
think people throw around that term narcissistic real, cavalier like right now, because that's kind of like in that new terminology now. Everybody's a narcissist now. And I don't believe it's label, it's thrown about, it's I don't believe that people are labeled that correctly every single time. Um,
Mm,
I believe, if you are a narcissist, if you're labeled a narcissistic person and you've sought out help, I don't think you're narcissistic. I believe that you're a person that realized that, hey, I have some issues that I may have need to deal with, and I need to stop and do some self reflection. A narcissistic person is not going to say, I need to self reflect.
okay.
you know
I was with you up to that because I think a lot of narcissistic people are in counseling because that's the best way to keep on being who they really want to be, by saying, look, I know I have an issue, but I'm in counseling. I can't help it. I'm sorry that I'm gaslighting you. Um, that's just been my experience. So yeah. Cool. All right. Did you have anything to say? Because you look pensive back there. Oh,
No, I mean, I do think a lot of people are labeled narcissistic. I do believe that a lot of them go to counseling, like you said, to justify what they do, or so that they can tell people, oh, well, I'm in counseling for it. But I also believe that with this topic of manipulation, it
mhm.
also, okay. So I look at it as, like, our animals, they can't communicate us with us. So there's certain things that they do for us to get our attention. Babies, same thing. Children, the same thing. But for adults, if they're still doing those same things that they did as little kids, or whine or bat their eyes or act like babies and all that stuff, that's being a narcissist. That's being manipulative. And I don't think that we as a society truly have understood the brain enough to know how deep um, their disease goes. Because
You think
I
it's a
do think it's
disease?
a brain malfunction. It's
Huh?
any type of brain malfunction, body malfunction is all a disease. Dis-ease. Your body's at dis-ease. Your mind's at dis-ease.
Okay.
So I truly believe that we all have some form. We've all manipulated at some point in our lives. It's just, are we a person who continues to do it? Or are we people who actually, like Carmen said, self-reflect and make better choices?
All right. I love that it kind of went a little left. I love that. Because I was thinking when you said the babies, um, it brought me to mind of parents.
Mhm.
And if I'm not I think that's down later. If it's down there, we just won't ask that question. I know my parent has guilt tripped me a lot. Would I call my parent a narcissist? No, because I don't. For me, I believe a narcissist doesn't care if they hurt you. It's as long as they get what they need and what they want, your feelings don't matter. So I don't feel her to be a narcissist. I just feel her to manipulate to get what she wants because that's what she wants. And I also see the other side of that, which is even though I was a child, I patterned that behavior. I never put a stop to it. I think that was Carmen who said that if it isn't brought to your attention, I never put a stop to the behavior. So I would see the manipulation and just be like, whatever, it's just easier. I'm not happy about it, but whatever. So I think it's cool that you brought up children and how everyone's points are kind of circling back upon each other. It's kind of fun. Okay, because this is kind of a not exciting topic, but it's really eye-opening to understand how the mind works. So we've already did that. So the next question was going to be, what are some common forms of manipulation people use with loved ones, i.e. guilt tripping, gaslighting, silent treatment, withholding affection, and things of that nature. Would you like to speak on that, or can we just move past that one?
I mean,
I mean, what do you want to speak on? I
are
mean,
there any other
we know
forms that
that
we can
those
think
things.
of? Is that what you mean?
I, I think, I asked that because we kind of covered it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we gonna kind of move this down. So, how does manipulation erode trust between people, especially family, friends, and partners? I'm not so much worried about just outside friendships, but close bond friendships. That's important. So, how does manipulation erode trust in relationships?
Well, people who manipulate within relationships, no matter what type of relationship it is, it erodes trust for me because I feel like, were you really in it for the dynamic of whatever ship we're in? If we're in a relationship, a partnership, a friendship, whatever it is, were you in it for me, or were you in it to just get your needs met? If I'm just here to help give you money, or if I'm here just to cheer you on for something, but when I need you for something, you're not there, or like there's no reciprocation, then I'm not going to stay. Like that's going to make me look at you cross-eyed. And when I start looking at you cross-eyed, then I'm just like, I don't need to be around you.
All right, Carmen, do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I think it starts to erode trust when the relationship becomes tedious and tiring, and totally you feel it become one-sided. Like she said, it is like, I'm there for you, but you're never there for me. It always comes out in the wash. um and so eventually you'll get tired, what I mean, of being manipulated. Everybody does.
Okay. So, with that, saying that that can help us to erode and eventually dissolve a close friendship. Um, what are some boundaries that you guys think can be set when you have? Okay, I'm reading the question, but I don't like the question, so I'm changing the question. If that makes sense. Let me read it again. Okay, so What are some boundaries or some examples of setting boundaries that a person in a relationship can give, set, do to help keep the relationship from eroding due to manipulation? I think I got it good. So, what are some boundaries you can set? Ha ha ha. So, what are some boundaries you can set to help the relationship to keep from eroding due to manipulation? Okay, I'll go because it's my convoluted question. I would say when you see something, say something. So, if you feel it's an issue, say something. Because if it's a real relationship, it can take it. Even if that means I'm not going to talk to you for a little bit because I'm pissed off at you. Uh, but if it's meant to be, if it's a real relationship, you should be able to put a mirror up in each other's face and say, hey, I don't like that. That behavior makes me uncomfortable. You either need to change that behavior or we really need to redetermine our friendship, redetermine our relationship. That's about as black and white as I can make that one. Does anyone else have?
That's the healthiest boundary that
Yeah.
you can say, is to be open and honest in your relationship, in any ship that you're in. Openness and honesty is the key. It also stops any type of misunderstanding that you can have, because misunderstanding starts the most conflicts.
Mm.
And it is also the solution to most conflicts, when you say, oh really, that's the point, we was a misunderstanding, wow, we could have stopped this a while ago had we just said something.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think that's it, being open and
Okay.
honest. When you see something, say something. If it's not sitting right in your spirit, please speak up.
All right. 70s.
I agree. You should say something. I also think that sometimes you can just let. I think sometimes people show you who they are one time, and then you fix it. You try to let it go. They show you again, and when they show you over and over who they are in any ship, then it's like, are you insane because you keep going back, or are they being manipulative? So it's really like, do you want to work on it, or
You
do you
right.
really truly see who this person
Sir?
is every time they show you how they treat you?
What'd you
I
say?
say, I was just playing. I said, you insane, because
You insane.
yeah, because you have, I mean, you're second guessing yourself now. You know what I mean? Because you've been shown, you know what I
Mm.
mean? You've been shown what this person is capable of and what it is. And now you're second guessing your own intuition.
Okay. All
So
right. She said
yeah,
that
you
straight
got,
out, and you are
yeah.
insane. Okay.
No, they don't. Nobody needs to keep showing you who they are. Like Maya Angelou said, believe them the first time. Because if they show you again, who's the fool? Not them, you.
Well,
That's
I
true.
kind of cut some of these questions out. Okay. All right. I'm done with the questions because the questions are just kind of rehashing. So let's just put that up. Let's do open forum because we're getting real serious. So what let's just talk. Let's just talk. So we will continue on this manipulation path. We'll continue on narcissists. We'll continue on just being used, whatever, however you want to say it. So does anyone have any examples of being manipulated? I go. So Um, and it kind of encompasses what Olivia said about someone showing you who they are and you just being like, no, no, no. And it also encompasses what Carmen said about you being insane because, yeah, it was insanity. So we all know that last year, up until last year, for a couple of years, I worked with a friend someone I thought was a friend, and I saw signs, I saw red flags, but because of the person I used to be, I said no. No one would be like that. No one's that selfish, no one would use you. Would pour their heart out to you and tell you all of their intimate details, welcome you into their home, involve you with their children, um, and then use you you know and that was actually the first time I truly understood what a narcissist was, because the person really didn't care about my feelings. In the end, it was, oh, I see the type of person that I am. I know that she will work for me if she believes in me and she has a love attachment to me. So, to get her to have a love attachment to me, I'm going to invite her into my home. I'm going to invite her into my family. I'm going to share my dramas and my traumas with her, because I also know she's not going to tell my business, which to this day I still won't, because that's not who I am. But I'm going to do those things to have that heart connection, to have that heart tie, and I'm going to string her along. And when I saw the first red flag, I said, no, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm misreading. You're not being mean to me. You're not lying to me. Even though my outside circle said, Yolanda, you're being used. And I said, no, I'm not. She's just working hard to build a business, not just helping. you know. And I continued, um, and continued, and we built a business, and it was a quite successful business. Um, and I watched everyone in that business and around that business get paid, and it was an issue when I asked for payment. That's when I found out, oh, yeah, everybody was right but me. I was insane, as Carmen says, because I saw the first red flag and the second one and the 15th one and the 16th one. And I answered calls 7 days a week. And I worked 5 and 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, for nothing, nothing that, you know, um, helped me, because I had that love tie. And I think that in the situation, most people speak of that in a romantic partnership, um, where their romantic partner does that love bombing and all of the things to get that person attached, and then they string them on by breadcrumbing them with just a little bit of appreciation, a little bit of hand holding, a little bit of love, to keep them going. And in the end, when they don't need them anymore, they walk away and that person is left distraught. So most people speak of that in an intimate relationship, but I really think that it occurs more in interpersonal relationships, and people just don't speak on it. Um, I don't know if that's a fear or embarrassment to say that I was, because I consider myself pretty intelligent young lady, but obviously I went through a moment of insanity, and I can honestly say it wasn't my first one, but it will be my last one. So we have finally learned. So have you guys had anything like that happen in your lives?
So I agree with you that it does happen more interpersonally than because especially for the feminine gender, or not feminine gender, for the
Women?
feminine energy,
Okay.
only because we are open, we are loving, we are more trusting. We want to see others succeed. We want to see other people do well. And if there's something we can do to help, we will help. Um, I had a situation. Oh my freaking frick. Oh my God. So this whole episode, you will see the lights go out. When the lights went out in Georgia, is that
It
the
is,
song or
yeah.
something?
Everybody doing
Play
it.
with you.
This is crazy. Okay. Next time I'll have to do this at my house. But I will say that it does. I think And it doesn't just mean female to female relationships, male to female relationships that are friendships. It also happens
Yeah.
because um, men know how to pull on those strings, even if you are like say you're a business partner and they're like, hey, I have a business offer. They know what what you're trying to build for yourself. They're trying to build something too. You're there and you're like, hey, let's build it. I got these things. I can do this. I can do that. What can you do? And then they take that and then they're like, yeah, thanks for building this up for me. And I'm bouncing. I had a situation sort of like Jolanda's, with a business partner. And at the beginning, like Jolanda said, it started really, really good. We were vibing, everything was great. We actually did what we said we were going to do, and brought our product to the consumers. And it actually was something that I was really happy and proud of. Come to find out that during that time, the person was just all about making sure that they looked good at the eyes of the people we were dealing with versus making me look like the grunt. And I did it because I wanted to make sure that the people we were serving were having a good time. I've seen that in service organizations that I'm in, people using kindness for weakness. And I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of these people is they see the soul, they see the light within you. And I want to say this to you, Jolanda, about the situation you just talked about. That person saw the light in you and they saw how bright it was shining. And because they saw how bright it was shining, they knew if they attached to it, that their light would glow exponentially because their light was dim. And until you connected, it blew up. And when it blew up, they were like, oh, they never thought that you would unplug ever. That's why they did what they did. And I'm glad that that was a lesson that you learned because now I see you are more fierce in situations that are brought to you. You look at all sides and you look at what the benefit is for you first. And if you don't see a benefit at all in the situation, you don't do it. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Elizabeth?
Can't say that I have a situation that I can say that I was I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I just can't recall. You know what I mean?
You
Well,
just
if you might
had
recall
one.
something.
You just had one.
I just had one.
Green and gold, was it?
You just had one.
Oh, thank you. I'm telling you, my brain fog is bad. I need you all to help me remember these things. But
I'm gonna turn my
yeah.
light on. Keep talking.
Thank you. Yes, because you said service organizations, and thank you that you're right. I was in an organization that was draining. Just was trying to
Everything.
make me the do everything and just it was so demanding and it turns out that it was false. You know what I mean? Everything they were putting forth was was false. It was fake. It was
Fake.
I mean it was totally fake.
Yeah.
So and then when we exited that organization, then they tried to turn around and put up a false narrative about us being the reason why things were the way they were. We were the reason why there was a false narrative. We were the reason why things were, and that it was our intention to build up ourselves and then leave them in lurch like we did.
I
When
didn't know that happened.
yeah, but it was never our intention to do that in the first place. Well, we
Mm.
showed them that loyalty. We gave them our all, and what we got in return was you know what I mean, it was absolutely crap. Um,
Right.
you know. So thank you for giving me that, because I told you I'm like I can't remember. I don't know. I need you all. I need you all.
And I'm over here playing lighting studio and totally jacking up my light, but whatever. It is what it is. But I'm like, girl, yeah, you have, and hell, we have one in common.
Yes, I was thinking
Yours.
that one too, but I didn't want to bring that up. You know,
Yeah.
nothing
I'll,
and anybody.
I'll just say we had it in common.
Yeah,
We had it in
yeah.
common.
We
You know
didn't.
what? That's why you need, this is a lesson in why you need to leave crap alone. Stop messing with stuff. Because I was all right. But yeah, so it's something that comes in everyone's life. And honestly, our children are one of our biggest manipulators. I mean, they can get whatever the heck they want out of us. And they know, we all got grown ones and they still can pull on
and they
those
still
heartstrings
and they still doing it.
and get everything they want. So um to be transparent, that's really all I had to say on it. Cause we were very incisive. Is that the word? Insightful
Yeah.
on the first half of the questioning. So it got rid of the second half because we answered all of them. We even did a little tangent
Good.
and gave, I know I'm excited about that. We did a little tangent and gave some examples. And I'm going to take off these magnifying eyes because my eyes was looking big as hell. Um, had on my readers so I could read the questions. But that really is it for today. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to discuss? You know what, real quick, because you weren't here last week, what type of things have been coming across your social media feeds?
Ooh. So things that are coming across mine have been more things about uh survivalism in this new economy, and as things turn about for us in this political uh atmosphere that we got going on, this new
Okay.
and just having to say that we need to just different ways that we need to kind of keep your eyes peeled, but this is what you need to do as coming together community wise, um and talk to your neighbors, you get to know the people around you, being more community minded.
Mhm.
Those things have been coming across my feed. Of course, that's the more serious things, but then there's always the nonsensical things that have come across, the things like um uh well, I always got historical things coming across my feed, so I always things about Dorothy Dandridge, or some old Hollywood starlet or something. Those things always come across my feed. Something historical.
Well, how do you utilize your social media? So the background on that question is we were just saying how we usually utilize our social. You can, oh boy, and I'm not cutting it out that I can't speak today. It is late. It is 7:44 p.m. where I am, and I'm tired. So, excuse me. So, but how do you utilize your social media? So, Olivia was saying that she utilizes hers for escapism, entertainment, ooh, business, and I want to say that's it. I said business and entertainment, and I like and learning because I love a good documentary.
Yes,
So,
I
how do
do
you
enjoy.
utilize your social media?
Yes, basically for entertainment. I do it as a form of escapism as well. I'm learning to use it more for business while, because business wise, I'm learning to do it more because I'm more on there more scrolling than I am posting about things. I'm trying to do that more. Um, but I am kind of like an information hog. I'm just on there absorbing information more than anything.
Now don't get what is it? Analysis paralysis by you just absorbing information, not doing nothing with it. We all fall down that rabbit hole.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah.
We all fall down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And this is my last question about you and social media, because Olivia brought up Love Island. I don't watch Love Island. I had never even really heard of Love Island. So do you watch Love Island on your social media feed?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you have, I lied. I said that was my last question. So do you have any like guilty pleasure? So my guilty pleasure is watching this I call her a recapper. Her name is Jess Kaysen. And so she recaps the mess from the influencers. So I don't have to watch them and their crap. I can just watch her for 30 minutes and she recaps it and then I can laugh and then I'm off. So do you have any type of guilty pleasure or any shows that you would call a guilty pleasure that you like to kind of binge on?
Um, no, because I'm a serial scroller. I just be going through everything.
You know, just watch some stuff.
I don't really watch like anything. I go down a rabbit hole and be watching every,
Everything.
yeah.
Even on like YouTube?
I don't do YouTube as
You don't,
much.
you're not a YouTuber?
I'm
Okay.
not a YouTuber. But I am like I do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Lemonade. Those are the
Yeah, what
things.
is a lemonade? I saw that on my TikTok feed. It said lemonade. What's lemonade?
So Lemonade is a part of TikTok, but it gives you more like uh personalized things like articles and different, you know what I mean? So I you can personalize, like, so if you want to see more recipes or you want to see more things geared to a specific topic, then they'll give you to give it toward that particular thing. So if you want
And
to see more,
it's the same company?
it's to say, yeah, it's powered by TikTok. So if you say you
Okay.
want to see more things about um uh I'll take what's on mine. Like, I want to see things more about spiritualism and hoodoo, it'll come up. That'll come up. If I want to see more things about health and wellness and what black women are reading, those things are come up, so it's
Okay.
really like that.
Like I saw that one when I was on TikTok, and on the bottom it said lemonade instead of like the person's name. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, oh, what's a lemonade? So I'm glad you said that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's redundant, and that's not to you. To the people who made him, like, why you
Mm-hmm.
gonna have the same thing, do the same thing under the same thing?
Yeah,
Whatever.
it does. But
Okay.
I like it because I'm able to save more of my recipes that I have, because I
Oh,
can
you can
save.
say?
Yeah, you can save it and then you can just, they're under different categories. I was like, oh, these are all the recipes I saw that I like, and I got that up.
Okay.
Mm.
Didn't
So
know.
yeah, I'm
I'm
a
more of a
serial
YouTuber.
scroller. I'm a serial scroller.
Okay. Yeah, I'm much more of a YouTuber. And I was also telling Olivia, um, my very, very guilty pleasure on TikTok is K dramas. When they have the little series. And I was
Mm.
that mess, it'd be the same damn storyline with different actors. And when I say the same storyline, it'd be the same storyline, but I still watch it.
You know who I
And
just realized, you made me think of something that I do watch every time it
I,
comes on. His name is London Charles.
I love London Charles. He's on YouTube too.
Okay, yeah, I do watch. I watch
He
his
wrapped up that first series.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's a guilty pleasure,
yeah. That is one I do watch every single time I
but
get
I
come.
have to stay away from him. So I was happy that I saw he was on YouTube as well, because I could get in and get out. On
Mhm.
TikTok, you'd be like, oh, the next
Yeah,
one. Like you hit his name and go to, oh, Well, I want to see what happened with, I forgot the people's names, Tanisha or something. I don't know. I forgot the people's name. But you want to keep looking through, and that's an hour. But okay. All right, ladies. So we got caught up. I got your opinion. So now you kind of included in last week and you weren't missing. So everyone knows your guilty pleasures now. And we did, we started off kind of serious, talking about a little manipulation, but it was just something I saw and I wanted to get your, pick your brains and get your opinions. So until next time, we hope you enjoyed your day, your evening, your afternoon, and we look forward to sharing another chapter in our book. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.